Hey, welcome everyone. Hmm, I lost my functions on here. Oh, there they are. I thought I lost my bubbles. How you guys doing? I'm gonna demonstrate how I do a landscape for you. Good to see y'all. Let me shut these bubbles off. There we go. Just having some fun. Trying to inspire you guys to pick up some paint. This is acrylic paint, and just trying to inspire you guys. I'm just going to try and sketch a landscape up here with a knife, and this is burnt umber with some black in it. Black and burnt umber mixed. A little more burnt umber than anything. I kind of want to fill the whole uh, canvas in today. I'm going to kind of show you how you can design a landscape just from your mind, okay? Uh, just by taking your time, do some cool mountains back here. What about that weather last week? It was pretty cold, man. Here in Seattle, we got down into the teens early in the morning. I went and bought a new jacket because I needed a winter jacket. Yep, I'm just putting this in burnt umber, and I want a waterfall in here. I know that for sure. I want to put some kind of waterfall down here. Uh, these are going to be some distant mountains in the back there. Maybe we'll have a few in back here too. Distant hills back further. Uh, this is going to be my main mountain here. I'll go ahead and put some shading on it right now. This all going to get covered by paint when I paint it. This is a cool way to, if you've never sketched with a knife before, the reason I do this, it's a little looser. You kind of get a loose feel Uh, and then a lot of cool stuff just kind of appears, see? It just automatically just appears. I want to have a river coming down, and then I want to have a waterfall, maybe a little off center. So somewhere in here, down into a, so what I need to do, I need to design a river coming down. I'm going to bring the river from way over here. This ain't the river. This is the edge of the river. The like where the plants would be, and maybe some trees. The river's going to be on the other side. And what I'm doing here is trying to create the edge of the river. Maybe right here is where I'll put the waterfall. This looks good right in here. So what we need to do, if this is going to be a waterfall here, I'm just going to kind of put an imaginary waterfall in here. Dropping down to here somewhere. This will need to be a cliff here. Some kind of cliff. Coming down. And now we gotta design the rest of our, maybe a little pond down here. And then this will be the other side here. We'll come down like this. There we go. So this will all be water in here. I think you can do this. I'm trying to inspire you guys to maybe pick up, go pick up some brushes and some paint. Now the river is going to be over here, so I want to design the other side of this river. Keep it small. We'll get a little bigger as we come over. See, now this is the river in here. You should give this a try. It's really fun. And then we'll have the river come down right there, and it's gonna flow down here. This will be water in here, dropping down to this section here. So now this has to be a cliff over here. So let's put some rocks over here, like a ledge right here, some kind of ledge. See that? Boom, 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 and then the water. It's really simple. If we'll put a ledge over here too. Maybe this goes up to here. So right in here, I'm going to pull that up, and we'll make some rocky walls here, canyon walls. I don't know if you can see that, but this is going to be one canyon wall, water dropping down into the river there. Can you see that? I hope you can see it. All right, let's when I paint this mountain in, I'll make it a little better. I want it to have a few more outcrops on it. I want it to be I don't want it to be just a pointy peak up there. I want it to have some flavor to it, like that. Maybe the point's going off that way a little bit, just so it just doesn't look like you make a triangle up there. There's the sketch. I kind of like that. You know, you see how I did the cliff right here? I kind of went up and went up. We need to continue that a little, just a little. But I'm going to make them a little bigger, just so it looks like steps. That's high enough there. Just so it looks like a canyon wall going up. There's a sketch. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you want. And if you don't think you can do this with your knife, you could do it with a charcoal pencil, okay? I have a charcoal pencil. You can also just sketch it in, okay? With on a canvas, 16 by 20 canvas. If you want to paint this scene, I kind of like it. Let me zoom in for you. I'm trying to get those functions off there. There we go. If you want to take a screenshot of that right there, I'll leave it on there for a second. Okay. And I just came up with this in my mind just now. I've never done anything like this before. This is the waterfall here. Follow the river back. This is going to be the river. All in here. Waterfall dropping down into this pool down here. These are going to be canyon walls. And we just got a little bit of land here to deal with. Let's check this out. It's mostly mountain work. And we'll put some cool clouds up there. I really like that layout. We got distant mountains in there. If you want to take a screenshot, go ahead, and then I'm gonna mix my paint now and get started on painting that. That's how you sketch from your mind, okay? With a palette knife. So I'm using 3 colors. I'm going to use red, blue, and yellow, okay? This is Utrecht acrylic paint. I'm just going to put a little bit on my palette. I'm using like a palette like this where you can just peel it off. What I'm going to do, I'm getting rid of the burnt umber. This is what I used to sketch that. I'm going to get rid of this. and start fresh. So I'm going to put the blue. If you've never mixed your paint before like this, I think you'll like it. It's really fun. A little bit of yellow. I'll show you how much I put down. And this is Alzerian Crimson. I like using, it's a richer red. It's it's a lot better than bright red for a landscape. There's about how much I put down. That's about all I think I'll need for this. Now I'm going to put black and white on either side, okay? I use Mars black, okay? I tried to use I bought some of this carbon black. I didn't seem to like the carbon black for landscapes, but I'll use it for my faces that I do. Let me show you one of the, I used to do like abstract faces. There's one I did there. Maybe I'll show you how I do my faces one day, but I'll use this carbon black when I do those faces. But for landscapes, I like the Mars black. We're going to need black because I'm going to mix some gray, and we'll need it for the mountains. And we're also going to need a little white to mix gray and maybe some white clouds. I came up with these cool clouds the other day. They're pretty awesome. You'll have to go back a couple of my videos on the live. Like when you go to my home page, my channel, it won't show up unless you hit live. It says videos, shorts, live, community. You see all my, I do mostly lives now, so, but they don't show up on the home page. You actually got to hit lives, and then all the live streams I did will show up, okay? That's how you find my old ones. Let's get started. On this particular piece, what I want to do is just put the color in first. Straight down. This is crazy how things change. I was just going to paint and have you guys watch, and I was going to tell stories. Now I want to explain how I mix all my paint now. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to make a sky. I'm going to put my sky color in between the black and white. Just a little blue, and then grab some white and mix that together. I'm using a pointing knife because I can keep the paint relatively close together with this knife, so it doesn't make a big pile. It's easier to pull it back together with this knife than the other palette knife. I have a light blue. The reason I'm going to use a light blue is because I can make some dark streaks in the sky with that blue later on that'll look like clouds. Okay. Alright, so let's just do the sky real quick. I'm going to use a number, I think this is a number 10 filbert brush. And I'm gonna, the brush is not wet yet, so I want this paint to go on heavy. I was just gonna put blue in the middle like this. And then let's put some, let's get a little black now over here. Mix it on the edge of this blue to get a darker color here. Let's just put a dark spot right there, maybe over here. Just like that. Blend it in. Let's grab some titanium white now and put it over here on the side. Let's bring some titanium white down to our mountains now. I'm going to wet my brush, titanium white, pick up some of this blue and bring it down. Bring it down to the mountains, pretty close if you can get close to your mountains. Titanium white. It's got a mixture of some of this gray in it. That's all right. I like to have a dark sky. We'll just have a hint of some blue in there, here and there. All right, now rinse your brush off. I'm going to rinse it off and blend that in. I have a rag over here that I dry the bristles off with. I'm going to blend my blue first. Lightly blend it. Whoops, picked up a little of that mountain color. All right. There's my sky, looking pretty good. I like to let's put some white streaks up there right now. Lightly blend it in. That's good enough for now. I'll put some clouds in there later. This will kind of help make it look like that there's clouds already up there. Grab a little bit of blue. Have you ever done this? And try and put some blue back in there. If you covered all your blue up, just put a little bit of blue back in certain places. Just to make some of the blue sky come back. See that? We'll do some more later. Just layer it. Layer your sky. I'm going to make some gray now for the mountains. I'm going to make the mountain color over here. Put some white over here, a little black. We'll darken it up, a dark gray for the mountains. And then a little bit of blue in it. Dark gray. I'm going to put a little bit of this blue from the sky in there. I'm going to take a little bit of it and lighten it up with some white for those mountains in the way in the back. It's going to be a lighter gray. A light gray. All right, I'm going to start with those distant mountains with this light gray. Way in the back. Just like that. Let's do the other two. There we go, distant mountains. I'm going to make it a little darker. This gray doesn't seem dark enough, so I'm going to add a little more black just with my brush. Let me see if this will be dark enough. Yeah, that's dark enough. All right, I'm going to have these two over here. We're going to have this big mountain over here. Outcrop over here. I'm going to lighten this up with some blue. I'm going to rinse my brush off. If you notice down here, I left some white down here because I want to lighten up the bottom of the mountain with some white and some blue. Blue from the sky. And then blend that in at the bottom of the mountain. This light color. And over here, now rinse your brush off. Dry it off with your rag, and let's blend that into the mountain a little bit. I want it to stay light. All right, that'll work. This is just the underpaint. I'm going to put all the color in first, and then let's put this river in now. I'm going to just use the blue from the sky. Leave some of the, don't cover up the burnt umber. Leave that black burnt umber in there. Just cover the white part with blue. Just like that. That's our upper river. Let's do the lower river down here. This is actually going to be some kind of fishing pond down here. This is the blue from the sky. What I want to do, because I'm going to put white right here, I want to put a little blue behind it first, like a wash on that cliff. Because when I put the white on there, then it'll have a different color underneath rather than the canvas color. Look at that. Let's see how that's looking. Wow. This one's going to come out cool. To keep your interest, I'm gonna put the waterfall in right now, so you don't shut off. There's a couple ways to do it now. You can use a fan brush, or you can use a knife. So I think we're going to use the fan brush. Make sure it's clean. Clean it in the water. And then you're going to load it up with titanium white right out of the tube. Bright, bright, bright white. Okay. Come over here on the right, and we're going to pull over and then down. Okay. In one swoop. Come over and then down in one swoop, okay? Now load your brush again with white. Get quite a bit of it on there. Let's do that again right in the middle. Come over and then down the middle. Get some more white. This time we're going to come from the right and then down. Just like that, okay? Let's let that set for a while, and we'll see how it looks. Wow. Look at that waterfall. Look how cool that looks. I think you guys can do this. That's all I got is a couple mountains back there. Anybody can make those mountains. And a river. I mean, buy some brushes. I know you guys can do this. This is going to come out cool. All this is going to be cliffs over here, just like probably the same color as the mountain. I might put a little red and brown in it to get like a brownish look. This I'm going to make all grass back here. And we'll put some trees. It's going to look pretty good. I think it's going to look great. I think I hit some of my mountain back here somehow. You can always go back and retouch things up, okay? Let's put some snow on the mountains now. I think it's dry enough. So you see how I got a big peak over here now and a small peak here? I got to decide if I'm going to draw this in front of that there. Because it'll make it a big mountain if I know what I'll do. I'll make this is where you got to make a decision. Let me do this side first. I'm just going to put a little snow on each peak first. Just a little bit. Just on the top peak. Just like that. And now I got to decide what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to put a little snow first and see what it looks like. See how I can design that. It's a weird looking mountain. It's a weird looking mountain. I guess what I'll do, I'll bring this down and level off pretty quick. And I'll just have this like peek behind this one. That'll work. Just put a lot of snow up there. Put some hills in there. All right, I'm going to mix some blue and white. For my shadow side. I think the green's going to look good up here. Green grass with red, brown, that Alzerian crimson in these cliff walls. Wow. I just mix a little blue and white to get a light blue. I'm going to add a little gray to it to dull it down a bit. This is going to be the color of the left side of my mountains. I'm trying to leave the white, filling in around the white. Look at that. On these tight spots, you got to use the small part of your knife. Just pull it, go up to your white, and just pull it to the left. Just like that. See that? Now the light's hitting here, but it's not getting to this side over here. It's a funny peak I made. I like doing the knife work on the mountains. Because it makes it really look like there's rocks up there and stuff. I leave some of the gray in there to give the mountain so it has different colors. See how that came out? Doesn't that look cool? It looks like an oil painting to me. Well, at least you're on here and you saw this, how I did it. I'll probably leave this one on if it comes out good. I'll leave it on the channel so you can come back and watch it. But look at that mountain. That looks great. I can't believe it. Let's put some green grass down here. And since I have a lot of blue here left, I don't think I'm going to need it anymore. I'm going to use this as try and mix a light green. I'm going to grab some yellow and mix it in this blue now. We're going to make a light green for way, way back there. I want it to be almost like a grayish green. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Then we can put some dark trees on top of it, give it some contrast. Here's what we're going to do, because I want to have different colors of green in here. We'll put some light green from here to here and up here, and then we'll get a little darker here and then a little darker here. So we'll have 3 tones of green, okay? We're going to start off with the light green, and then we're going to get darker and darker as we come down. And how we do that, we just add a little blue to it, okay? Dry your brush off. You don't need any water, because these are small little sections here. You can leave some of that brown in there. Let's put some green up here. Around the mountain. And some green up here. Just on the furthest away from our eye. This light green. All right, now grab a little blue on your brush, just a little dab of it, and let's mix it into that green. And we're going to get a darker green now. And let's put it down here below that green. Come down about halfway. Because we're going to put a darker green even below it. Now take your brush over here and blend those two together. So it looks like a transition. Now just add a little more blue to that. Just grab a little blue on your brush and add it into there. And that's going to be this green right down here on the edge of the cliff. A darker green. And then over here on this side of the river, all right, there's our grass up there. That looks pretty wicked. Man, that looks awesome. Let's put right on top of this cliff, on the side of the water, let's put some of the dark green. So add a little more blue into that green. And on this side of the river, above the cliff, let's add a dark green up there. Just like that. All right. So boom, we got a river, cliff walls, a waterfall, cool mountains. It's getting there. Wow. That looks amazing. I covered up the river a little bit. Let me fix that. I used up all the blue. I used up all the blue for the green, but I made some more blue. We'll put the river back in here. Okay, there's our river. It's looking pretty good. On these cliff walls, I'm going to use gray real quick. Just a light gray. Just fill up your a filbert brush. Now what I want to do is just come down very quickly with quick strokes, just to show that these are going to be cliffs coming straight down with this gray. Very lightly. Just paint it in there like this for now, just so we get a visual. I gotta decide what color I want those. I think it's gonna be a dark brown, and we could put red highlights in it. Red and white highlights in it. So let's make some brown. I like making brown. Take some yellow. We'll make it right here, and some red. And we'll make some orange. And then grab a little black. Just a little black over here. And we're going to make some dark brown. There's our brown. Now you could either use your knife. You could use your knife here, or you can use a brush. I'm going to use the brush. Let's just grab some of this brown now with the filbert brush, and let's put this clip in here. First around the water. This is just straight brown that I made. I left a little white in there to show you how it's going from here back, front, middle, back. Let's do the same thing over here, right next to the water. You got to have a little brown right next to the water's edge. I'm going to use a knife to put the highlights on it. We'll have rocks down here if I can get to it in time. I didn't want to have to do like a long video. I thought I was going to do an easy painting. And then it turned into a waterfall. Let me see how that looks. Looks pretty good. I think the brown is a little too dark, so I'll have to lighten it up a bit. So we'll keep this side here dark because our light's coming over here. We'll leave this dark over here. This side will lighten up. So I'm going to lighten it up right now. I'm going to rinse my brush off and just put a little white on my brush and pick out, first I'm going to separate the rocks with the white very loosely, just to so you can see that there's some separation there. Put a little white in here. Just like that. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to hit it with some light now. I might have to use a knife to get it to be straight. Yeah, I can't do it straight with my brush. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Look at that. Starting to take shape. When I put my knife work on here, all this will end up being straight. This is still all my underpaint. It's looking pretty good. I really like that. Uh, Fix my river up there. Because believe it or not, this water would be more white coming down than blue. There we go. All right, looking good, looking good. All right. Uh, I hope you're liking that. I'm making some dark green, some really dark green to put some trees back here. It's just blue and yellow, and then I added some black to it to make it really dark. Just so it looks like there's some trees back there. Let me get on this side over here. And I want some trees coming down this hill here. Just like that. Nothing special. Those trees are far away. You don't have to make them look too perfect. Let's line the back of this river now with some small uh, small, they could be bushes. Just line your river now with some of this color. Just like that. We could put maybe a tree out here, like put like a maple tree or something right there. It's looking pretty good. I kind of like it. I did all that from my head. I'm not following a picture or anything. Taking a little break. I need a break to look at it for a second. It's a lot of work I did there in an hour. All right, I kind of like it. Let me fix the canyon walls now. I'm going to try some white first and see what happens. Might be too bright. I'm debating. I'm debating whether if I like that or not. I'm gonna try the red now. This is Algerian crimson with a little white in it. I think that's a little too bright. I'll have to work on my clips. I don't have time to work on it right now. I don't want to bore you guys with I may have to gray them out again and redo them, so just to let you know. I like the layout. The layout's really good. I'm gonna put a little blue on my brush now. Get some different color in there. That's about where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. I'm glad you watched some of it. Put a little splashing back up there. There's a lot left to do. I like I like what's going on for sure. But if you got, hopefully you got some ideas from it. Put some birds in there. This one looks more like an eagle. If you spread the wings perfectly out, that's how an eagle usually just glides on the air. Okay. So I basically got to probably start over on these cliffs. I don't like that red, so it made it too bright. So I got to figure out how I'm going to make these cliffs look, which won't be that bad. I know I got to straighten the tops out a little, but You get rid of that pink color for sure. And then I'll have to start over on my cliffs. I really like them though. They look pretty cool. That's about all I'm going to do on this one, guys. Hopefully you got some idea from it. I'd probably have to put another hour into this thing. When I finish it, I'll post it on the community page. But I kind of like it. Yeah, I really like it. Look at those mountains, though. Those mountains came out great. All right, have a good night, guys, and thanks for watching. Cheers.